Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Janelle. I like makeup and I like memes. Today is another chit chat get ready with me style video where I pulled together this like orangey ready pink look. I realized after I'd finished it's quite similar to my previous look, but the products are mostly different and I tell you a pretty interesting story. So yeah, if you like to hang out with me, get ready with me, then don't go anywhere. Let's get into the video. So let's just get to this look then. So I usually use my Loreal Pore Refining Primer, I think that's what it's called, but I found this bad boy in Wilkinson's, and do you guys remember this? I think it was like, I don't know, 5 years ago, maybe not that long ago. Maybe 3 years ago, okay, we'll say 4 years ago because I'm not sure, but I think it was Nikki Tutorials was using this as a primer and it took the whole world by storm, and I picked it back up because I was like nostalgic as hell, and then I wanted to see if it is as good as I remember it being and as good as everyone said it was. So this is the Nivea Men Sensitive Post Shave Balm. I'm going to prime with this real quick. For a hot second, I contemplated doing my eyes first, but then I changed my mind. So, oh my god. It smells like boys. Oh my god, it smells really nice though. I remember people saying to rub it in until it got tacky. It's a little tacky now, but I remember when I did that, my foundation didn't sit as nicely as I wanted it to, so I just kind of smoothed it over the face and carried on with my merry day. Okay, I'm lisping like a mother sticker today. Foundation is going to be the Maybelline Matte Poreless. Actually, what is like the full name of this thing? I don't even know. Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation in the shade Warm Coconut. This is my current favorite. Oh, should I do a favorites video? It's a little early in the month, but I can plan one for like next week. It's the 21st today. Yeah, I can plan one for like next week. I might. Oh, it is dark. Where did the sun go? The weather has been really nice recently. Everyone in England is hype and has pretty much lost their goddamn mind, but today it's really cloudy. I record in front of my window. So I also got myself a new Real Technique sponge. I think I mentioned it in my last video, but this thing is so hard. Like when they're new, they're like bricks, and I know everyone raves about the beauty blender and the Morphe sponge, whatever the hell that's called. And apparently the like Flower Beauty sponge is really soft as well when you first use it. So the Morphe brush, no, what? The Morphe sponge, the Flower Beauty sponge and the original Beauty blender are supposedly really soft sponges, like straight out the packet. But the Real Techniques one, you have to kind of use it a little bit, so it'll be fine in like a week or so. Right now it's super am I getting darker? My top lip looks massive. It's not, it's just my braces are in the way. Oh my god, my lip looks huge. I didn't get fillers or anything, my braces are just in the way. But yeah, until then it's just a little like beating myself with a brick. A fairly soft brick, but not as soft as a sponge could be, you know? So I just mentioned to you guys that it was starting to get really cloudy outside and it started raining, so I like ran outside to pick the washing up. And in doing so, I've managed to lose my hair bubble. I don't know where it's gone, so I'm just gonna go back to the clip. I mentioned before, I think I mentioned in a video that I'd picked up this concealer. I think I might have mentioned it in my last video as well that I don't like it. So, well, I don't like it for under the eye, and I can't really do much else with this shade, so that's a bit of a letdown, but I do like the, okay, it's like is a strong word, but I have been using the why can't I never remember what this thing's called? I'm gonna remember it. The Makeup Revolution Define and Conceal, Conceal and Define, Conceal and Define concealer in the shade C13. Mine is like the driest, most dried out thing in the whole world. I like pulled the stopper out ages ago and this thing just like disappears. I think there's some way in the bottom of the tube. So I'm gonna try and use this lip brush by Meet Makeup. I think I got this in like a glossy box or something years ago, and get the rest. I don't know if you can see, but there's so much concealer on here. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, are you joking? I could not get anything out of this tube and it was all at the bottom. Just put what's left. I have this dark spot right under my bottom lip and I don't like to colour correct, so I just like to put a little extra concealer right there. Let that sit while I blend out this concealer here, and then I will get back to that later. My lip looks ginormous. But there's something about the tube packaging concealers that I like just don't like at all. They're so annoying. Like, you can never get like the last bit of product out, and I know it's like conveniently sized and shaped and stuff for like easy storage, easy to travel, blah blah blah, but it's not convenient for me if I can't get the goddamn product out now, is it? Blend that out, and now I've blended out both my under eyes. I can go in and blend in that little spot there. It doesn't really do a lot, but it helps like ease my mind, you know? I'm going to set with my Beauty Bakerie Flower Powder in the shade Yellow, as always. And I follow them on Instagram, and I was watching an Instagram live, and the makeup artist was basically like explaining like that people don't use it right. People don't use the flower right. And because people are still complaining, people complain that their concealer still creases. So he was saying you have to blend and then set and then blend and then set. And I was like, people don't set their concealer like that. I was really confused because this is how I've like always, no, actually, no. Who put me onto this? Was it Jackie Aina? It was probably Jackie Aina. Like, Jackie Aina had put me onto like every single makeup trick. I know, girl. Actually, no, Illamasqua also. So, a combination of Jackie Aina and Illamasqua. Maybe some Jaclyn Hill too, but I like, don't remember. But probably, because I used to be a ride or die Hillster. So, like, I even bought that Morphe Favorites palette, like the OG Jaclyn Hill and Morphe Favorites palette that I think I used in my last video. But, like, girl, I didn't need that. I do use it now, obviously. I do use it now because, of course, I do have it, but I don't, I didn't need it at all. I also like to bring this powder onto my forehead just because I get intense wrinkles and I like using a loose powder to set there, and because it's a little brighter than my skin tone, it helps bring some brightness to the center of my head. And then, of course, on the chin. Have I been in focus for any of that? Probably not. The problem with using my lip looks so I look insane. But the problem with my new camera settings, like, it looks better, but I'm never in focus. So to set the rest of the face, I'm going to use this powder by MAC. This is the Mineralize Skin Finish Natural, I think. Is that what it's called? No, Mineralize Skin Finish in the shade Dark Deepest. Okay. Ow. It pinched me. Okay, I'm going to do my brows off camera real quick and then I'll be back. I will be using the brow pencil that I always use, the Skin Food Black Bean eyebrow pencil, whatever it's called, with the L'Oreal something brow gel. I'll be right back with brows and then we can move on to eyes. Okay, so brows are on for the most part. They just need some gel. This is the, I don't know what it is because this is so old now. Is it on the bottom? No. But it's the like L'Oreal brow gel. I don't even know if they even still make this. I used to buy this from one of those janky backstreet, not backstreet, it was like a whole storefront, but you know those kind of like outlet stores that sell like discontinued makeup and stuff. And I bought it there, and that place has been closed down for a hot minute. And I know that this brow gel needs something out, but I also know that I don't know when I'm going to get it again. And I've tried to use like other brow gels, but nothing compares to you. Shout out to you if you know that awesome Schneider kind of song. Okay, so eyes. First, I'm going to prime with my Urban Decay Primer Potion. I hated this for the longest while, but then I realized that I wasn't using it properly. Michelle put me on with this technique, and I think like everyone's doing it now. It's becoming like really popular. This might look janky and gross because I have concealer on already and it's going to mix with it, but that's okay. I may have put too much on as well. I do that sometimes. It's okay. Oh no, we're good. So yeah, I was putting it on, and then like, first of all, I was putting too much on. Second of all, I like, wasn't blending it out properly. And then third of all, I was setting it. And as I said, it's becoming like really trendy to, well, it's a good tip, I suppose. Not just a trend, but it's like useful and it works. But to like not set your eyeshadow base, because your colors pop so much more. Like your eyeshadows will pop so much more, and I am living for it because it's true. I was just playing around with some makeup last night, and I did this like super intense like red, it wasn't really a smoky eye, just like this red eye look, and it was so vibrant and so intense. And like this whole time I've been like, oh my god, like all this makeup that I keep buying like doesn't work for me, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because like my skin's too dark, maybe like eyeshadow like just isn't for me. Maybe I should just like not do that. And then yeah, I watched Michelle's video because she has some really great informative tutorials, and she was like, yeah girl, like, don't set your base. So I was like, oh, and now I don't set my base, and I love my life. First of all, I am going to grab this eyeshadow from Innisfree. It is this like orangey orange shade. It's the shade called what? Fire Red Tulip. Okay, right? Born Tulip. Yeah, Fire Red Tulip. On my Korean makeup, all the names are in Korean, and I'm just like, oh my god, I have to like remember my like the little Korean I know and tell you guys what these shades are called. So I'm just gonna pop this all over the face. As you know, I don't like an extremely tidy look. I don't like tidy makeup in general. What is this dry skin on my face? Because this base hasn't been set, it's important to like pat the color on first and then blend. I don't know why I'm like pretending this is a tutorial. You guys already know how to put makeup on. Like, I don't need to sit here and teach you guys, because first of all, I'm not that skilled at makeup, so I kind of like don't know how to teach someone how to do it. But second of all, you are probably on this channel because you've watched 75,000 makeup tutorials already, and you're just like a makeup collector, or you're like a YouTube fanatic and you just like watching videos. You've already seen the thousands of Jaclyn Hill. I'm trying to think of big YouTubers that I like. Choke. Jackie Aina, tutorials. You don't really need me to sit here and I'm gonna have like Patrick Star, You don't really need me to sit here and be like, here you go, girl, this is how you do this look. Or if you do need tutorials, I will again shout out Illamasqua, and I'll link her channel down below. Her videos are so informative. Like, I've learned so much from her. It's incredible. And I've been watching YouTube videos since like 2009. And literally I found her channel a couple months ago. And since I've been watching Illamasqua, I'm like, oh, I know I'm like full naming her, but since I've been watching Aaliyah, I'm like, oh my god, that's how you do that, that's how you do that, that's how you do that. Oh my god, I'm just like putting on more shadow for no reason, but okay. Is this even the right brush? Yeah, this is an E23, by the way, from Morphe. I know everyone's sick of hearing about Morphe this, Morphe that, but girl, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm going to use another Morphe brush. This is the E27 to just blend some of this out, and I'm going to be using Morphe shadows today. This might be the only, no it's not. This is like such like a nice burnt orange ready kind of color on me, and I really like it. I tried to do a similar look yesterday with the Makeup Revolution palette. Don't mind these two holes. I was trying to think, it didn't work. Anyway, yeah, and the shade in this palette, which I thought was similar to this, is nowhere near like as deep and as warm as this one is. It pulled really ashy on me, and I was like, oh girl, no. That one's a miss. But then it's really hard to find this shadow. I haven't looked online. I might look actually, but I just bought it on a whim in when I was in Korea, and I might check out Kenny JD's videos and see if she has it or has used it or knows where I can get it online. I know she does go back and forth between Korea and wherever she lives. I think she's American. I don't know. But I know she does go back and forth to and from Korea quite often. So I might see if she only gets them in Korea or if I can get them online. Whew, that was a lot. What's next? Oh, so where is it? Okay, so next I am going to take this. So next I'm going to take this orange shadow from Makeup Geek. It's called Morocco, and I'm going to use this. What brush is this? This is the MUA E3 to blend that on top. So anyway, I haven't. Oh girl, holy pigment. Okay. Ooh, 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 girl, ooh, girl. Oh girl, okay, I'm a little shocked. I wasn't expecting that. What? Oh, okay, let me bring this some more into here. Ooh, ooh, that's pretty. I might even use a bit of red. I wasn't going to, but I think I should. So anyway, what's new in my life? Because I was thinking this is supposed to be like a chit chat, get ready with me, and it's turning very quickly into a tutorial. And I've already established that I'm not the girl for tutorials. Anyway, what's new in my life? Not a lot. Oh, okay, so here's a story. I don't know if it's a story, but I want to talk about it. So, there's this guy. There's always some guy, right? That's how a lot of my stories will be on here. Like, oh my god, this guy. No, but really, this guy. Sorry if I keep going in and out of focus. I said, like, I'm trying to deal with it the best I can. These camera settings like to play me. Anyway, so this guy, I have known this guy for years, right? Like, I've known him for years and years and years. And like, how old am I? I've known him for like 11 years at this point. He works in town, like in the city center area, but I'm just gonna say town because that's what we call it. And yeah, he works in town, and I have known him since I was a kid, and I've been like low-key obsessed with him for the longest time. Like, he's really gorgeous, and not even, I'm about to say he's like tall. He's not that tall, but he's just really gorgeous, and I've harbored this like, well, I'm gonna use like past tense kind of, or like past perfect tense. Some of these things aren't quite true anymore. So anyway, so I'd harbored this like massive crush on this guy for years and years and years, and he was like everything. He's really flirtatious and stuff, so we'd like flirt back and forth. This is kind of like as I've got, so what happened was, let me start again. So I knew this guy. This is Daemon by Illamasqua. And I'm just gonna basically put it, no, on a different brush. On this Zoeva brush, I'm just gonna pop some right here. So this guy, as I got older, we would kind of talk more and we'd flirt more and stuff, especially once I'd hit like 18 and that. I will mention as well that I have like no way of contacting him outside of where he works. So I'd go and see him at work. His dad runs this food business and he works for his dad. So anyway, so I'd like go and see him and like spend all this time with him. I'd go and spend like hours with him and be like, yes. And then we'd hang out, we'd talk for, yeah, like I said, for hours. And then whenever I'd be like, cool, so it's like January and it's -12. Can I have your number instead of like freezing my ass off to come and see you? And he'd always have excuses. And then eventually, I think I was like 21. And I did finally get his number, and then we used to talk and stuff. We hung out, we met up and hung out once, but like things like fizzled out. Anyway, so obviously this guy is like openly treating me like crap. Like it's kind of obvious at this point, but I'm still like, oh, I really like him. Like he just needs to see that I'm like really serious and that I'm really mature, because he's like 6 years older than me, I think. So yeah, he's like 6 years older than me. So I was just like, yeah, he just needs to see that I'm like really mature and like really smart and like really intelligent. I had got through university and I was like, okay, any day now he's gonna decide that I'm the bee's knees. So I guess time goes on, and then I eventually moved to Korea. I go to Korea. No, what happened was I was like, I tried to like give him an ultimatum without scaring him off. So I tried to be like, hey, long story short, I basically said to him that if he asked me to stay, I'd stay. But like not in as many words. I was a little bit more subtle about it, and he was just like, okay, bye, I'll be here when you get back, kind of thing. So I was just like, okay, cool, whatever. So then I left, and then towards like the end of my time in Korea, I was in Korea for a year, and then I came back and like purposely didn't go and see him. And then I went back to Korea and came back in December. So when I came back in December, he was like one of the reasons why I came back. Cause I was like, I miss him. I think he's probably changed, like things are probably different, like whatever. I'm gonna use this shade from my Morphe Grand Glam palette. It's not really doing it justice on camera, but it's this like really pretty pink tone color. So even though I've done like orangey red eyes, I'm definitely going to go in with a pink lid, because I kind of like the idea of like contrasting colors. Anyway, you'll see. Anyway, so yeah, I had like missed him and stuff. Oh, beautiful. So I was like, I need to come back home. He wasn't the only reason why I was coming back, but he was one of the reasons, right? So I was like, yeah, I need to come back home and like deal with my life. So I came back and I went to see him at work again, and we like caught up basically. I explained like why I'd left, about this like girl who I thought was my friend and turned out to be trash. Like this video if you want that video, because it's a story. Anyway, so I told him why I'd left Korea, blah blah, and that I was staying home for good now. And then we caught up, and then he caught me up on his life, and he basically told me that the entire time, like not in so many words, but the way he told the story and my clever ass brain like put the timeline together, the whole time, well not the whole time, but the last like 3 years, the last like 2 years before I'd left for Korea. So we're talking like, I left for Korea in 2016, so 2014 to 16, the whole time we'd been like flirting and talking, and like I'm developing this like massive crush for this guy. He had a girlfriend that he'd bought a house with, and I was just like, oh my god, wow, this guy is trash. Like, I knew he had the house and everything, but I didn't know that he had a girlfriend that he was living with. As far as I was aware, he was just living there by himself in this, like, this big old house. And we used to joke about me, like, going over and stuff and, like, hanging out. And then I was like, yeah, sure, like, whenever, let me know. And nothing ever came to fruition. Nothing ever came to fruition. And my dumb ass didn't think, maybe he's hiding something. I was just like, oh, you know, like, he has his reasons. He's, like, whatever. Made all these excuses for this punk. And I just want to point out, even though I'm mid-story, that the only fallout I have is this tiny bit on this side of my nose from the shimmer shade I've used. Like, I don't have any fallout from any of the other matte shades at all. Like, nothing at all. Just a tiny bit of shimmer from here, over here. Because that shade's really soft and buttery. This is like a really cute look. Anyway, so I'm just going to line my waterline with this black coal liner. This is by YSL. I'm not fancy. I just, it came in a gift set when I was buying the perfume. So yeah, this entire time, this guy had a girlfriend. And I was like, oh my god, this guy's trash. And then, I kind of, like, distanced myself from him a lot. Because one of the reasons why I came home was because, you know, like, something was gonna happen, right? I was gonna go get my mans. And then, so, yeah, I decided to distance myself from him because I was kind of upset by that. And then I was in town one day and I walked past, like, where he worked, and he was like, he like called me over, and I was like, okay, fine. So then we were just talking, and I was like, I'm gonna do the rest of my face because I want to finish the story, and then I'm gonna do lashes in a minute. So he called me over. Oh, wrong palette. He called me over and we were talking about just life and stuff, and do some more catching up, and that was kind of it, really. Where's the brush I want? And then we kind of, you know, we did some talking, we caught up, and then I was just like, okay, cool, whatever. I like didn't go back for a while. And then the other day I was again passing, and I just went over and was like, you know what? I don't know what it was, but I just felt this, like, vibe to go and see him. So I went over and I was just like shooting some shit. We were just talking. He's like apparently changed a lot because, okay, when I went to when I went to see him, like, previously he'd been telling me about, like, all the drama in his life, about, like, all these different girls he'd been talking to, and I was just like, this is not the guy I've known for, like, 11 years. Like, who is this? So I went and I was talking to him, like, the other day, and he was like, yeah, I've not telling me, like, oh, like, I've changed, just more like catching up kind of thing. And he was just like, yeah, I don't do, like, any of that stuff anymore. Like, I can't be bothered. I don't talk to anyone anymore. Like, these people are so dramatic. I can't be bothered with them. Like, blah, 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 blah. And then I, like, brought into conversation about basically that he's not the person I thought he was. And he was very like, what? Like, what? And I was like, yeah, you're just, like, not who I thought you were. I don't remember, like, how it came into conversation, but I was literally that blunt, like, you're not who I thought you were. And he was like, in a good way or a bad way, and I was like, well, I'd already known you 10 years when I realized that, so I don't know. And he was like, like, he just kind of, like, leant on the counter and was like, And I was just like, because I feel like he'd basically led me on this, I mean, not necessarily, because I don't know if it was, like, on purpose or if he, like, just didn't realize what he was doing, but he basically led this poor innocent girl on this long ass goose chase for no reason. And basically I was just like, yeah, I've had it. I didn't, like, explicitly say, oh, like, you've led me on for the past, like, 10 years. I was just like, I don't know you anymore. And then we were, like, talking about his character and stuff, and I was like, wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And he was just like, what? Like, what do you mean? I'm like, I didn't know that. I didn't. And I feel like because I feel like it's partly my fault as well, like because I had this massive crush on him. I like projected a lot of like who I thought he was onto him. So we had a very insightful conversation, and now I'm like intrigued again because I'm trash and I'm an idiot. But yeah, so I just told you this long ass story just to kind of like get some feelings out. I don't know, I just wanted to talk about it because I'm like, oh no, because so he wants to go on holiday. He wants to go to Mexico on holiday, and I was like, oh my god, I'd love to go to Mexico. And he was telling me about how he's got no one to go with, and I was like, oh my god, I'd love to go to Mexico. And he was like, oh really? And it seemed like for a hot second he was gonna invite me with him, but then I was like, can you take me like in your suitcase? I made it like a joke, but then afterwards I was like, girl, you should go to Mexico with him. You should go to Mexico with him in like, and take all these like fine clothes, like bikinis, and be like, look at all this. And then when people, because it would be just the two of us, and then when people are like, oh, your boyfriend, or your, and I can be like, yeah, my boyfriend, we're just friends. And then like the just, oh, I'm like that petty. I am that petty. But I don't know if I can really afford to go to Mexico right now. So yeah. But yeah, I just told you this long ass story about this guy just to yeah, get some feelings out and just demonstrate how petty I really am. Very petty. I've clearly done some kind of contouring, but I don't want to do too much because girl, I was in town, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. But this girl had like contoured so badly. I was like, sis, like, say this girl is like, her foundation shade is like shell. My camera went out, my lens went out of focus because it thought I was going to talk shit. I'm not, I'm just saying that this girl was very light skinned. She was like a good like fair to light kind of girl. And she contoured with this shade that must be like my powder shade. Or the powder that I've been kind of contouring with is Deal Breaker from Makeup Geek. So imagine like this kind of color but with a really grey undertone. My girl contoured like all the side of her, like all her cheekbone, and then just this like patch of like, so yeah, so she's like contoured all her cheekbone, and then she had this just patch of like dark unblended powder under her jaw, like she'd gone in with a brush like this big and just like gone in and then not blended it. I was just like, oh my god. So I've been very light-handed with my contour. I'm not trying to look like her, basically. No offense to my girl. So I'm going to do lashes off camera. I'm going to be using my favorite lashes, which are the GWA Cosmic Love lashes. Where are they? So I'm gonna pop some lashes on off camera. I'm going to be using my favorite lashes at the moment, and these are the GWA London Fantasy lashes in the style Cosmic Love. They look like this. They're like kind of 3D-ish, but they also do a proper like 3D version of these lashes, and it's in the Mermaid collection. I don't remember the title. I don't remember the name of them, but I will find them and put it down below. But if I can find these online, I will also link these down below. So I'm gonna pop these on off camera, and then we can come back and do highlight, well, cheeks and lips. Okie dokie, lashes are on. Oh, I love these lashes. They're so pretty. Oh my god. I'm just going to do some lower lash mascara real quick. I'm using my Essence I Love Extreme mascara. This is also like one of my favorite mascaras. I used to hate low lash mascara, but now whenever I have like falsies on, I can't not have low lash mascara. So for cheeks, I'm going to use this MAC blush. This is the Extra Dimension Blush. This is the Extra Dimension blush in the shade Cheeky Bits. Da-da-da. I don't want to add too much colour to the face because the eyes are doing the most. It kind of just gives me like a little bit of a tangerine sheen more than anything, but I think it really complements the eyes. Ooh, pretty. And of course, I'm gonna highlight with my favorite highlighter. This has been like a favorites video almost, like my favorite eyelashes, my favorite mascara, my favorite highlighter. But no, really, this L'Oreal La Vie and Glow palette is the dog's everything. Cat's pajamas, bee's knees, girl. And I'm just gonna go in with, do I want a more golden highlighter or more silver? I think I'm more golden, so I'm gonna mix. Let me bring down my brightness a bit so you can see. Hold on. I've just brought down my brightness so you can see. I'm gonna mix this like golden shade and this other lighter golden shade. I've talked about this palette already, but it's like the seriously most gorgeous thing in the universe. Oh my god, okay. Oh my god, okay. And then kind of dust what's left all over my nose. And then with a detail brush, I'm just gonna grab the lighter shade that I used and right. Oh girl, yes. Oh girl, yes. A little more. Oh yes, girl. And because this is quite a dramatic look, I'm going to keep the lips quite simple. Actually, no. Because I don't really have a lip colour that would match the eyes. Like, I really like the whole monochromatic, like, eyes, cheeks, lips, like, all the same, like, tone. But I don't have a lip that would match. So I'm just going to grab my NYX Butter Gloss. And then, yeah. I'm going to just grab this NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Praline. Ginger Snap. And also because of my braces, I can't have... Oh, it's pretty. It looks kind of like different on camera, but I just put on a choker and pop some earrings in, and yeah, this is the final look. I hope you guys like it. I really enjoy this like pinky reddy kind of color eye. I hope it's different enough from my last look. Actually, it's very similar, even though that one was pink and this is like orangey red. I know it's very similar. I've ordered a new palette, so hopefully soon I will be doing some more interesting looks or whatever. But yeah, that's it from me. I hope you like this look. I do. I know I've said that already, but I do, girl. Oh girl. Oh girl. So that's it from me. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up so I know you like these types of chatty videos. You know I like to talk a lot, so I'm more than happy to do those kinds of videos if you want me to. Click subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.